Hi everyone, my name is Catherine Chan, and I work in the hospitality industry. Today, I'd like to introduce to you how service research has the power to transform hotel operations and guest experiences. Service research, have always seemed like something reserved for academics or tech product teams, but I think in reality, it really offers something incredibly practical. It gives a structured way to truly understand what people experience when they interact with service, right? So today I'll explain why service research matters across industries and how it can help hotels like ours deliver smarter, more guest-centered experiences. So service research is really the study of how services are designed, delivered, and experienced. But it goes far beyond simple customer satisfaction surveys or operational KPIs. It can look at human behaviors, emotions, and interactions across the entire service journey. So in hospitality, this is crucial, right? Guests today don't just want clean rooms; they want emotional connection, personalization, intuitive design. So here are some ways that service research can really be used. It can help create memorable guest experiences, going beyond what's basic satisfaction. It can encourage use of smart technology to simplify and personalize services. It can guide hotels to measure what truly matters, like loyalty and emotional engagement. And of course, it can support well-being, right? Ensuring that services feels good, inclusive, and comfortable. I mean, these aren't just nice to haves. They're fast becoming the baseline in the industry. So why is service research especially important for hotels, hospitality industry right now? Because guest expectations are evolving faster than ever, uh, primarily driven by tech, culture, competition. We know from experience that traditional SOPs or quarterly surveys, they can't always capture what's happening on the ground. Guests expect seamless technology, personalized attention, cultural relevance, and sometimes all at once. And when we fail, the results can show up instantly in online reviews. So, service research really gives us the insights we need to adapt and respond by designing services that meet real needs and not just assumptions. So, uh, and an opportunity would be, journey mapping, right? It's one of the most accessible tools in service research. It allows us to visualize each phase of the guest journey, from booking to checking in, during the stay and throughout to checkout. And by doing this, we can identify where guest feels confused, disappointed, or disengaged. For example, maybe your mobile check-in flow works perfectly for returning guests, but for first timers, it may be unclear. Or maybe signage in the lobby doesn't help guests find the elevators or amenities quickly. These are real friction points that can be smoothed out through insight driven improvements in both design and communication. And, no one knows more about daily operations than our frontline teams. And no one really understands the guest experience better than our guests. So, another opportunity is really co creation, right? It means involving both groups in shaping service improvements. This approach reveals, unmet needs that corporate teams may sometimes overlook, such as the need for multilingual materials in regions with high tourist diversity, local amenities or comforts specific to climate or culture, or whether that's adjustment in service gestures that align with cultural expectations. So it also boosts, team morale. When staff feel heard and included in problem solving, they tend to take more ownership of service quality. So another opportunity, many hotels still rely heavily on post-stay surveys to learn how things went. But by then, the moment is already gone, right? And the damage might already be reflected online. So real-time feedback tools like app pop-ups, QR codes in rooms or tablets at elevators, they can really help capture insights while the guest is still with us. So this enables team to resolve problems before checkout, improving guest recovery and satisfaction. So over time, the data forms a feedback loop, helping teams track patterns, identify common friction points, and make, really proactive improvements. So it turns feedback into action and not just reports. So when hotels enter new markets, it's really easy to underestimate how much service expectations vary. What feels like good service in Tokyo may feel cold or robotic in Morocco. What works in Paris might not land well in Manila, for example. I mean, service research really helps us to localize the delivery while still protecting the brand. We can gather key insights like tech usage habits, food preferences, cultural etiquette, using methods such as empathy interviews, on the ground observation, and cultural immersion. I mean, these insights can inform everything from how we staff the front desk to how we design the breakfast buffet. I mean, in conclusion, service research really helps us bridge the gap between what we intend to deliver and what the guest actually experiences. It empowers teams to innovate, adapt, and personalize service in ways that are both strategic and grounded in reality. And it doesn't have to be a major initiative, right away, right? We can start small, whether that may be run a pilot journey mapping session or introduce one real-time feedback tool, facilitate a co-creation session with staff or repeat guests. I mean, over time, these small steps build a culture where insight drives action and where service becomes not just efficient, but truly exceptional. Thank you, everyone, for listening to me.